I am Yolanda Abernathy Jeune. I'm a second year student majoring in mathematics through the Faculty of Natural Sciences. And at the moment, I'm the presidential candidate for the SMART Party. Okay, SMART is an acronym that means Student Movement Advocating Real Transformation. Well, SMART has been in existence for just over a year now, right? Not necessarily as a party contesting elections, but as a group that was committed to helping students and supporting students, whether it be general welfare issues or academic issues on campus. We have not decided who will be treasurer and who will be secretaries yet. We think that's secondary. Well, what we are looking at is collating a group of people who believe have the competence, the ability, the passion, and the drive to realize what we call the SMART's mission, okay, which is to help and support students, whether graduate or undergraduate, lobby the university on behalf of students, whether it be academic issues or welfare issues, and create an enjoyable experience of what we call campus life. To name a few persons on board with us, very strategic, is our chief strategist, Paul Bonar, also known as DJ Stress, who's carrying the campaign, or campaign manager, in other words. Ramesh Takudeen, all from the Faculty of Natural Science, majoring in mathematics. Tanisha Wilson from the Social Sciences. We have Crystal Blackmore from the School of Earth and Environmental Studies. We have quite a few now. Anthony Stevens, who would play a major part with us. In fact, he's a sports person. Okay, at present he's in Aruba, being sponsored by the Ghana Football Federation. He's in Aruba undergoing coach training. Okay, his aim is to come back and help us be a part of SMART and help us to revitalize, or I would say resurrect, the whole sports sector of the University of Ghana, which we believe is a major part of our co-curriculum existence on campus. Well, the overall vision is tied into our mission, and that is to make campus life a great experience, whether it will overlap on our social life on campus, our academic life, our emotional life, and life in general. Right? And SMART's vision, whether it be for Turkine and Berbice, is to make your campus life a real experience. Yeah, as it relates to our top 3 priority, at the forefront of our agenda, of the SMART's agenda for the year 2013-2014, is what we term our civil responsibility. And that carries the idea of encouraging polite behavior among people. Because we believe if people aren't able to relate or coexist, then we would get little or nothing done. Okay, so whether we're dreaming about better facilities in terms of infrastructure, whether we're dreaming of greener campus, better environment, whatever the case is, proper communication and relation among lecturers and so forth, it all boils down to forming the bedrock of good relationship, because it's upon good relationship that things blossom and grow. So that is one thing we'll be pushing. Akin to that, we will look at the whole idea of transforming. Like I said before, I prefer to use the word resurrecting the sporting sector, whether it be in terms of the arts, the performing arts, or athletics, or sports in general. We want to transform the entire social life on campus. You know, one man said, too much work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Right? We believe the converse to that also. Right? So Also, we'll be pushing social life on campus, bringing back sports. Let it be a major part and try our best to enshrine it in the curriculum of the University of Guyana, whereby by participating in sports at some level or at some degree, student can gain extra credit. Right, whether it be in terms of the academic transcript, something can be added, something of weight, something of substance as a result of having participated. Well, the third thing is general sanitation and security and making the University of Guyana a more pleasurable place to the eyes. Right, as little as we can do, keep the lawns clean, make sure that the lawns are clean, make sure that there are enough sanitation bins and so forth. The toilets are kept clean, there's paper in the toilet. These are some simple things. It may sound very simple, but these are the things that are eating away on the fabric, on the happiness, on the actual development and growth and good name of the University of Guyana. So if we can get groups, let us take the Faculty of Natural Science to say, can get the representative to form groups and do some fundraising activity right on campus and aim towards, let's say for an example, cleaning up the toilet here, right? That would be a great step forward because we have seen past UGSS administration come and go and they are focusing on major issues, major things, big things. And there are some little things that are left undone. In the good book, it says, beware of the foxes, the little foxes that spoil the vine. Okay? So while we are majoring on big issues and big things, it is the little things that are eating away on us. And these are the things that smart recognize. And given the year in office, these are some of the things we would be tackling and doing. Well, the first thing is engagement, right? And confrontation. We want to engage the administrative staff, those responsible, especially the examination divisions, on this issue. Right? We have documented a few complaints and issues that students have related to us, some directly, some specifically, some generally. And the first step we're going to take is confrontation. We're going to sit as much as possible, as long as possible, with the administrative staff, whether it be from the vice chancellor, principal, down, whoever, and we're going to sit and we're going to try to iron out some of these issues. Find out, because very importantly, it's not only representation, and we want to make this clear in the SMART team. It's not only that we're there to represent students, but we are also strong advocates of student responsibility, because we cannot solely put the blame, not because of all the hiccups we're having on campus. It's solely on the blame of the administration or the lecturer. There are some students who are very irresponsible. So while we are representing students, we are also advocating student responsibility. Student has got to be responsible. I mean, if you can't be responsible here, when you go into the world of work, you become irresponsible. And this is an age that is marred with irresponsibility. We have adults who are still blaming their parents for their poor state in life. Firstly, adequate. I think the security presence is adequate, but it's just strategy, okay, that is needed, because I think there are enough security around in terms of personnel. Okay, but I think how they are positioned, how they are placed, is a means of concern, right? For example, and what they do. For example, I would come into the university at 10 o'clock one night. The gates are open. I drive in. Nobody would stop and ask, where are you going? Who are you? Can you show a badge? Whatever. We have students who are studying up here in the night. Does it mean that anybody, any vehicle, can drive in at any time and drive out? I drive in. I drove out of here 3 o'clock one morning. After studies, no security would stop me. No security would ask anything. The gates are open. Right. Right. Yeah. Now, the system that is in place that is very bad. When it comes to the whole issue of whether or not they should be armed, I think so, because there's an outpost in front. It's not that we expect security to walking around campus with firearms, right? But there is an outpost. What goes on in there, I'm not sure, right? But there should be some system in there that can respond immediately, okay? Whether it be in terms of a combat or whatever, should there be an occurrence that requires that, there should be a system that can immediately respond. Well, student has to be comfortable. We are a strong advocate of campus life and great campus experience. So this whole infrastructure issue is paramount, right? Student has to be able to sit down and study under good situation and environment and so forth. The lawns, why are they not cut? Why can't they be maintained? These are some questions that we plan to engage the administration and whoever concerned about, because these are things we feel as a SMART team that can happen. Like I said before, it's the little things. While we may be focusing on the big things, the little things, why are the drains not kept clean on campus? There's a staff, there's a working staff, I always see them around, but why? Why? Is it accountability? It is proper management? Is it an administration issue? Whatever. We plan to engage them to rectify all of these things, all of these situations. As it relates to the basketball team, that is also very high in our sporting agenda. Right? At the present, it's a car park. Okay? We plan to bring that back. The Friday afternoon basketball session, inter-faculty basketball competition, Georgetown versus State, or every Friday afternoon and so forth, to make life more lively at the University of Guyana. So utilize whatever came there for its purpose, to use it for that purpose. Okay? For it relates to the Benab, whatever repair can be done, SMART will make sure that we try our best to get these things done. We may not get everything done, but we will get there. The GWLT, the George Walter Lecture Theatre, is indeed in a very terrible state. It's not conducive, I think, as a learning environment. Okay, there are seats that are shaking. The ergonomics in a whole is very terrible. Right now, what SMART has in place for GWLT? Some of the recommendations that we have received, everything we have is what students, we have interface, we have dialogue with students, right? First thing we want to do is to improve the lighting. We think that the light is in a very terrible state. There isn't adequate lighting in UJ, which is a thing that can be rectified tomorrow. Okay, so why not get it done? So that's one of the first things SMART want to do. Also, their students complain about, most lectures in the GWLT, which is a large lecture theater, uses the electronic means of the projector. Okay, but how the side walls are located. When you're a certain place, for example at the back, because the lights are coming in, it prevents you or affects you, or it mars your vision of what is really going on up front. So whether they be putting on sliders, okay, or blinds to prevent the light from outside coming in so that you can have better vision for what is happening in front. If that is what we can do for now, we will do. And of course, the temperature can be very hot at times in the GWLT. So SMART envisages to put in some more fans, proper fans, with low noise fan. Because there are about 4 fans in there, and the amount of noise they make, you think is a thunderstorm at times, right? So we plan to put in some low noise fans, especially these extractor fans, where we can that pulls out the hot air from the top, making way for fresh air to come. So you don't have this big breeze blowing around, but there's a system of convection where when the hot air comes out, the hot air goes in. So these are just some of the things we have in place with GWLT. I think the UGSS was in place for many years now, and enshrined in its constitution should be, whether or not there would be the need for amendment and development, there should be clear guidelines. There should be stipulations, clauses, chapters that relates to transparency and accounting procedures. I believe, like SMART believe, and is committed to following clearly, honestly, wholeheartedly, whatever policy is set in place to ensure accountability and transparency. Also, the SMART team envisages to keep its monthly meeting where monthly financial statements would be given to all its members and even copies sent to whoever may require them, whether it be through the administration, so that they can see, they can know, they can work with us to ensure this thing. There's a notice board in front of the UGSS office. We would mount after every financial statement has been audited, whether it be by our internal auditors or external auditor, whether it be on a monthly basis or bi-monthly, we would mount a copy of the financial statement, the balance as to that date, on the notice board, so all students would have access. Well, interrelation, like I said, I'm glad you raised it because that is at the forefront of our civil response, bringing people together by whatever means, whether it be through sports, music, engagement, activities, fundraising, cleaning up together, whatever it is. We're not going to do things by ourselves. We're going to ensure total inclusion of everybody, okay? And the fact that people are working together and they understand why they're working, they understand the goal and the task that lies ahead of them and the purpose for which we are doing this will foster relationship. It's getting people to relate. And that is what SMART envisages to do, to bring people together. If people can come together, it is a code that says, can two walk together unless there's agreement? Okay? So if we can get people to agree on the same thing, to walk together, we would have agreement. And once we have agreement, we'd have progress. We are there for everybody. SMART is there for every student, from the least, if we want to put it this way, to the greatest. In every discipline, every area, every strata of university life, SMART is there for everyone. We'll offer equal representation, support, and help to everyone, as long as you're a student of the university, regardless of gender, race, political, or other persuasions. That's a good question. Why not the University of Guyana? Being the premier academic institution in our nation, we should have been at a stage, right, where we should be able to manage, manage, and operate such an entity. So why not the University of Guyana? Why didn't we have a radio license? That's one question. The other question is, are we in a position to own, manage, and operate such a thing? I would say, let us work on the issues that we have within and create way for better things to come. When we are in a position, when we are in a state, mentally, financially, and everything, to own and operate more. Let us look at what problem we already have and see how we can address that. One man says, the heart of man's problem is the problem of man's heart. And that is exactly the university concern. Its problem, most of its trouble, can be addressed right within and should be firstly addressed within. Let us clean up. Let us fix. Let's regulate. Let us make assured what we have so that we can make room to own, manage, and operate other things. A radio License would be a great thing for a university of this nature, right? But I don't think we are in the position because it's costly to manage, it's costly to operate, and we are already in a financial hole as a university. So let's clean up, and then greater things can come on board. There's a lot to be desired, there's a lot to be developed. There's a recurring complaint about poor standard of education being received at the University of Guyana. I do not know how much I agree with that. But because as a student of the Faculty of Natural Science in this second year, we have had some excellent lectures, outstanding. All right, I wish if I could have named a few here, but that's not the purpose for that. But I know that there are some who are very lax in their work and their output and so forth. Currently, the rate that the University of Guyana is charging, as I would want to say, for the education it is receiving, I think it's reasonable. It's reasonable. Whether or not there should be an increase has to do with what else you have to offer. What you're doing with what you have. While we may have some goodness coming out, there are a lot of hiccups. And if you're going to talk about raising tuition fee, you have to be able to offer more. The administration may want to argue that if we are to offer more, then we have to raise it, right? But I'm an advocate of do what you have to do and then call for what you want. You understand? Don't raise it in the same condition. Straighten out the system. Straighten out the condition by whatever means. You're the administration. You're the management team set here to run things. Okay? And then call for what you want. A great politician of this nation once said years ago, he said, if you offer peanuts, you'll attract monkeys. And you'll get what monkey gives. Gimmicks. Okay? So the administration has got to look at what it is offering in relation to what it is receiving. Okay? So if you want to receive more, you have to offer more. And wherever we can work with the administration on this issue, SMART is committed to that. In fact, we are committed to student happiness, we are committed to student development and growth. And whatever it takes to achieve that, SMART is on the side of that. Well, I would want to say to every person who is listening to us out there, especially students of the University of Guyana, or if you're listening and you have relatives, your son, daughter, whoever, coming to the University of Guyana, SMART is the party. If you want to be at home and knowing that they're in a safe, comfortable, and progressive environment, give SMART this chance. We are a body of students that is committed to the student development, and we are tried and proven group. We need this chance to be able to represent you on a broad scale in every sector and strata of this University of Guyana. We have the knowledge, we have the know-how, we are fully aware of the nature, we understand the nature of our problem, the problems that students face, whether it be with other students, with infrastructure and environment, in terms of safety and health condition. We understand the problems students face with the administration and lectures and so forth. We understand. And we will fight for you. We will lobby on your behalf. We will support you. We will speak out for those who cannot speak out for themselves. Walk for those who cannot walk. Talk for those who cannot talk for themselves. SMART is there for you. So come September 25th, vote for SMART. Look for the eagle across campus and put your mark next to that eagle and ensure a leadership that will take you where you want to go.